Welcome. We have moved house, so that's why everything looks just slightly different here. But today we are making a Krispy Kreme donut ice cream sandwich. Today's recipe will sort of be 1 part recipe, 3 parts assembly, because we're sort of doing a recipe at the start, and then we're just jamming a whole bunch of stuff together to make the ultimate ice cream sandwich, and I don't know why we're doing thumbs up. So here we go! Now, because I got too excited, I forgot to hit film as I was pouring these in, so we're going to play pretend right now. Into our mixing bowl for our biscuits, we are going to put 1 cup of softened unsalted butter, followed by ½ cup of powdered sugar or icing sugar. Pop that under your stand mixer and beat until light and creamy. While that's beating away, add in about 1 teaspoon of good quality vanilla into here, back up to speed, and keep on beating. Once our mixture is light pale and fluffy, we're going to add in ½ teaspoon of salt and 2 cups of all-purpose flour, or plain flour. Put your mixer back on to stir speed and just mix until combined. Once your mixture has combined, we're going to dump it out onto some cling wrap here. It's quite soft, so we can't cut it out into shapes just yet. So what we're going to do is wrap it in some Glad wrap, and once that is all together, pop it in the fridge for about ½ an hour, and that way it'll set up. We can press it into a nice little rectangle here, and we can get some nice clean cuts, and they will bake in shape. Now that our biscuit dough is in the fridge waiting to be chilled and cut out, we're going to move on to our ice cream filling, which is the most controversial, so we are not making our own ice cream today, unfortunately. Boo, I know, I'm lazy, and so are you. So what we're going to do is take ½ a tub, we've already eaten the other half, and one of the donuts that we were supposed to be using because I cannot wait. Into a mixing bowl, we are going to take ½ a tub to 3/4 of a tub of vanilla ice cream of your choice. Just need some help there, it's a lot. Dump that in your bowl and then get yourself a slightly better tool than a rubber spatula because you're going to need something to beat this up. With your wooden spoon handy, we're just going to start working this ice cream till it kind of gets to about soft serve consistency, and that's when we can start to add our donuts in. That's right, real donuts. You hear that, Maxibon? Real donuts. This is going to take probably longer than you think it is. You could probably use a stand mixer for this, but I am committed to the wooden spoon. Now that we are at soft serve consistency, we are going to do the part that everybody's been waiting for, is incorporate the donuts. I have a 4-pack of Krispy Kreme Original Glaze, all cut up. Well, it's really 3.5 because I already ate the half yesterday. Cut up into small pieces, and we're going to pour all of that into our vanilla ice cream. And we're going to mix until combined. Now we want this to be mostly combined, but still some cakey pieces in there so that when you do bite into it, you do acknowledge that there are real donuts inside. I've lined myself a baking tray with some Glad wrap, and we're going to pour our softened donut ice cream mixture directly into the tray and spread it out into one even layer. Cover it up with your excess Glad wrap and pop it in the freezer for the same amount of time that your dough is chilling. Well, this can stay in there for as long as it wants, really, just until you're ready to use it. Now that our dough disc is nice and chilled, we're just going to flour our work surface and roll it out into a big old rectangle. If you're starting to notice that your dough starts cracking a little bit, just leave it out to rest for 10 minutes or so at room temperature, just so that butter can start to melt again. We want to roll it out until it's about 1.5 centimeters thick. Taking a large floured cutter, we are going to press out our donut shapes. And then taking a piping nozzle, we're just going to punch out the center of our donuts. Transfer all of your cutout cookies or donuts onto a lined baking tray, and then you can re-roll out this dough and punch out the rest. Once you have a whole tray of pineapple ring looking donuts cut out here, we're going to pop it into a 180-degree oven for 9 to 10 minutes. They should look a little underbaked. Like all of my jokes, underbaked. Oh shit. Now that our cookies have cooled down and our ice cream has refrozen, it is time to stamp out and assemble. Taking the same cookie cutter that we used to cut out our biscuit shapes, we're going to stamp out our ice cream. Can't forget the donut hole. And now working quickly, we need to assemble before it all melts. There we are, like a lovely little bagel. Grab your top and sandwich down. You can smooth out the sides if you want to get a nice little edge going. That is one sexy donut sandwich. What you want to do is finish all of these up and put them back onto a tray and put them straight back into the freezer so they can set up and the cookie can start to absorb some of the moisture from the ice cream. While our ice cream sandwiches are setting up in the freezer, we are going to make ourselves an original glaze for our original glaze donut ice cream sandwich, Krispy Kreme donut cake things. To the glaze! Into a mixing bowl, we are putting 4 cups of icing sugar and a 1/4 cup of milk. Stir it up until we get our glaze. You want it to be quite thin, and this probably took another sort of about a 1/2 cup of milk. Now it's time to glaze. What I've done is I've just put the ice cream sandwiches on top of a cooling rack with a little tray underneath it for our pour. Oh yeah. And then put them in the freezer to set. Here we are, it has been a few hours after they have all set up, the glaze is nice and solid on the top, and now it is ready to eat. The glaze is very sweet, the biscuit inside isn't too sweet so the glaze makes up for it, and the donuts in the filling mean that you can really taste that sort of like yeasty lightness that you would normally get from a donut, which is what I was missing, I think, from the Maxi Bon Krispy Kreme. These are delicious. I assume that you can probably only eat one at a time because they are very rich and very sweet, but will be an amazing like party thing or like summer treat. So give them a go. They're not too bad to put together. You could even substitute the biscuit on the top for literally any biscuit at all and just mix donuts into ice cream and then have a go because it would be awesome. Thank you so much for watching today. All of the ingredients will be down in the description. If you'd like to give me a thumbs up, that would be awesome, and subscribe and share this video if you like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Gross.